Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot thank you enough for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year, and some of you are too. I am so grateful. I just love spending time with you guys and looking through the news. So that's kind of what we do around here. I take 12 of your political questions out of the chat at 12 noon, between 11:30 and 12, usually just before I come on Chicago time, Central Time in the U.S., and then I just read on what I can, check the collective energy, see what's going on there, and just trying to fix something here quickly. And yeah, we just read in the collective energy. There's no thing about this kind of reading. I know that sometimes tarot reading has a bit of a bad reputation. Some people might think, oh, it's someone pretending to know all or whatever. No, that's not how this works. Just reading on the collective energy, and we just see what's in there. It's usually the consensus among readers is kind of what's most likely to happen, but it's a spiritual practice for me. And I know some of you are also New Age political junkies, so here we are. All right, I'm glad you guys like the frames. I've been watching way too much Storage Hoarders. Storage Hoarders, it's an English show. It's a show in the UK rather, and it's not gross like a lot of the hoarder shows. It's basically saying, look, you got all this stuff in the store you're storing. Do you really need to be storing it? So let's go in there and put things in the skip, as in throw it away, they call a skip a big trash can. Keep it, skip it, sell it, or give it to charity. And so they go through, and then they usually an auction at the end, and they go through, what the stuff you have in storage, is any of it actually valuable, that you could make some money to make up for the sheer amount of money you've spent on storage. So I've been watching way too much of that. I don't know why. So I saw these and I was like, oh, and I put them up and it was like, okay, let's do this. And then it was like, you've been watching way too much Storage Hoarders. But anyway, I think I've seen all the available episodes now on YouTube. Woo. Anyway, political questions. Wellbeing and Health says it's the classiest political channel on YouTube. Why, thank you. All right. Boy, have we got some stuff to look at today. Ooh, boy. All right. Thank you, guys. Melbra Star saying hello from Texas. Blessings to all. Absolutely. Alicia Marie says, like my friend has 2 buildings full of stuff. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Skip it. I like that, says Linda Sue. It is to have oh, thank you, Desiree. You're so sweet. Thank you, Memories of Echoes. Yeah, there's a channel here on YouTube called Only Human, and they have all kinds of different stuff. Shopaholics, trying to help people who are shopaholics, trying to help people who have hoards in their house. But let me tell you, English hoards in the UK, they're nowhere. They are nothing. They're nowhere near as bad as the ones that we have in our country. Oh my gosh. And then they spend like 6 weeks trying to help them. It's like 6 weeks. It's not just like 3-4 days. Oh, yeah. It's a little embarrassing after you watch that, watching ours. It's like, oh well. Yes, Kristen's here with Uncovered News. Thank you for your great headlines, Kristen. Thank you. Yes, breaking news. Judge says he will rule by 3 p.m. today on whether Donald Trump must testify in New York Attorney General's investigation into his business practices. Stay tuned. Matter of fact, I think, is that question 1 or 2 or something? It's 1. It's question 1 today. Ramona Ramona Capillaro is saying, I just heard on the news, or I just had the news on, they're saying that Russia invading the Ukraine is imminent. Oh, gosh. Well, we're going to be looking at some of that number 6 today is this imminent before March 2nd? What will happen to Putin if he does invade Ukraine? That's number 7. Number 8 is an interesting possibility that Biden could invoke the Patriot Act to do some more to dissuade Putin. So, but anyway, Linda Sue is saying that the full moon in Leo is thought to trigger Putin. I believe it. Okay, so 6 minutes in, we're going to jump in here. Also, for anybody who, I've got to tell you, I will often respond to comments. I give thumbs up and respond to comments, but I'm often in my personal YouTube account. So just letting you know that if you suddenly get this, it's like I'm answering your question, like you've asked me a question, I'm answering it, and you're like, who is this person? That's me. And I do the hearts and my real name's in the description. So that's what that is. One second. There we go. It's getting a little glaring. So no, Ramona, I haven't picked up this is going to lead to World War III. I really haven't. I haven't picked up on that. So thank you, Sherry H. But I have. The reason I'm usually my normal account is because I finally broke down and started paying for YouTube Premium. I don't have to watch ads. So I can watch like all of the storage hoarder videos or all the other, I watch so much YouTube. And I'll tell you, and then I listen to informational stuff and I'll put the speed on 1.25. Great. Yeah, okay. Pegasus, yes, we are living through a very historical time in history, indeed. Very much so. All right. So, a judge is hearing arguments this morning, right now, from New York's Attorney General, Letitia James, and Trump's legal team on whether or not Trump should have to testify about his business dealings and financial records. First of all, who's dumb enough to be Trump's lawyer? I guess there is a sucker born every day. Will Trump be made to testify about his business dealings? Because they're trying to... Mary Heroes is saying, me too. Whoops. Me too. YouTube Premium added family members on there too. Oh, there you go. Linda Sue says, no ads on YouTube is the bomb. Yep. So, Kay Rubio says, I've had YouTube Premium for years. Well, worth it if you... and you get YouTube TV too. Oh, I don't know. I didn't know about that. All right. I'm just, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. Presidents are not kings. Plaintiff is not president. And of course if you were running the mafia and the DA campaigned on the thing where I'm going to go after these mafia leaders, you can't then, the mafia leaders can't then say, oh, well, he's biased. No, it's said it, investigate, and he did. And if he didn't find anything, there wouldn't be a case. So, but anyway, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right. Oh, come on. Really? Come on, Judge. Will Trump have to testify? The ruling by 3 p.m. I'm assuming that's Eastern, so might be by the time I'm done here, we might hear. Will Trump have to testify Oh, he is such toast. Change his name to Melba. That man is toast. It's what it feels like. Legally. Page of Wands. We're waiting for the message. Waiting for the message. Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Wands. Fool. Queen of Cups. The Sun. Letitia James. Bringing everything to light. Times have changed. There's all of this evidence. But he's in the middle saying, I should be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want. And that would be Letitia James bringing things to light. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm right. I hope this is right. Oh my gosh, Becca from House of Lenormand is here. I have been loving your grand tableaus on Trump, on Ivanka last night. I've been listening in. Oh, you are the House of Lenormand. If you do not follow House of Lenormand, you must follow House of Lenormand. I was saying the other day that I don't know. I don't even know if I should ever learn House of Lenormand because I cannot add anything to how good you are with it. So anyway, so Becca is awesome. So, okay. So it's looking like he might. Any more information on this judge? Will Trump have to testify? C. Johnson says, you give us such hope people will hold Trump. I hope so. Oh, Marie Henson saying Mazar's not finished. He didn't finish Melania's taxes. I think he didn't finish Junior's taxes. But did they finish Donald Sniffy Sr.? Did they finish his taxes? Because I don't remember them saying his wasn't. Is Trump going to have to testify in the valuation scheme? Ooh, looking oh so carefully. See, if there wasn't a lantern, I'd say he just sneaks off quietly, no one notices. But that's a big lantern. That is a lantern of shining light from above onto careful searching. Pamela Bryan says, Mr. and Mrs. the former guy's taxes are not done. They're waiting for the information on the Calamari apartment. Six of Wands. 9 of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. 10 of Wands. We do what we want. We're sitting pretty. I was president. I'm important. All my victories. I'll keep doing what I've always done. And then this is someone coming along, Letitia James, her office, and others coming along and saying, your actions here, give me that. Give me that. And this action you took, and this action you took, and this action you took, and this action you took. And we're going to take them into court. And everyone's going to see. The cards are saying he's going to have to talk. It's what the cards are saying. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. Hello, Ashley. Pegasus says Trumpy's life is currently in free fall from the top of Angel's Landing in Zion. Big drop. Nuclear Magenta says Trump had one of his tax returns due on this past Tuesday. Terry H says, they'll have to use Tax Act and do it themselves. Pegasus says, quote, "You Democrats are so mean to me." Is that what he said? Why? Because you were so great to children? Scarring them for life? Yeah. All right. Alicia, who is Million? Desert Dawn says, can probably file an extension. It's true. Okay, so fingers crossed. All right, 16 minutes in. Weisselberg. Another judgment was rendered forcing Weisselberg to talk about Griftco, also known as Trump Org, but I just call it Griftco, and the inauguration. Are we closer to real charges being filed? Because Kristen brought in the headline, Judge orders Trump CFO Allen Weisselberg to give a deposition in inauguration lawsuit. Are we closer to real charges being filed? This energy is so much better than the energy we've been dealing with for so long. Yoy. Ricky says, I get the feeling that all the creditors that loaned Trump money are ready to call in the loans. All right, Weisselberg. He really never thought he'd be held accountable. And if you think about it, he did this for decades. What he's accused of doing, it's the same thing he did for decades. He never thought he'd be held accountable. Ever. Absolute shock. Absolute shock that someone's trying to hold him accountable for things he's done for decades. Deseret says, I can see Trump in a frenzy now. Do this, do that, delay. Yeah. So, Weisselberg. Oh, there's Trump the man. Okay. Linda Sue says, I think he still can't conceive of being held accountable. Yes. The moon. Shot. Yeah, held accountable. Knight of Swords. Aggressive law enforcement. Possibility of going to prison. 3 of Wands. 5 of Cups. Weisselberg's still holding out that Trump can pull a rabbit out of a hat somewhere. Because he's seen how lucky Trump has been over the years. And it doesn't work. This feels like everybody at Griftco. I just keep getting the whole thing's gonna be shut down. They're gonna be just everybody who works there out in the cold. Fines, things being seized, loans. Loans being called. And the thing about declaring bankruptcy is that a judge has to agree, the court has to agree that you are making a reasonable attempt to pay back your creditors. If it's fraud from beginning to end, what judge is going to say, oh yeah, sure. And where's he going to get the money? What bank can he go to? Out in the cold. So is hang on a second. I've got to ask. 20 minutes in. Double check. Let's check in. Will Weisselberg turn on Trumple Thinskin to save himself and his children. Elector Storm says maybe he can get it from the Middle East. Well, you see, that's kind of the problem. Because even in the Middle East, what good does it do them? Who's he going to do business with? I mean, he can get a certain amount of money from the MAGA people, but what bank wants to deal with him? And people in the Middle East, what would they get in return? And then you get into the possibility of money laundering. Oh, is this? Cyprus says, did you see the former guy's epic self-own? Oh, wait. Excuse me. Where he tried to deny Tish James' filing yesterday, accidentally admitted to what she said in it, and then she submitted a new filing with his words. No, I missed that. That sounds awesome. That sounds epic. Joanne Hall, did Trumps have money hiding somewhere? We should look at that too. There's so much to look at. Trumps have money hiding somewhere. Okay. So, at 22 and a bit, will Weisselberg turn on Trump? Semper says Mueller, she wrote on Twitter, made a thread with the details. I'll tag you in it. Thank you. That's awesome. Weisselberg. So, going to turn on Sniffy Senior and Junior and the others. He's just, I'm getting this just baffled. I can't be held accountable. Can't wrap his head around it. There's all of the evidence. All there. Right here. Marie Henson, yes, his statement on paper saying numbers of his businesses and property values. I told you there were good days ahead. Oh, Ten of Swords. Justice. Okay, is Weisselberg going to turn on Trump? This is, oh, wow. Don Gubbs says, was brilliant. Trump's lawyer said Trump can't be deposed because he knows nothing RE accounts. Trump said, I know everything, and here are the numbers. James said, bring him in. Thank God for stupid criminals. You see, with all... What they really want Weisselberg for is to walk through how everything worked. But they have plenty of document. They have more than enough documentation to prove fraud. They just do. I mean, what we've seen would prove it, but they've got it all. And all of those legal swords are going to go in his back and his children's back if he doesn't turn on Trump. But behind this is there's got to Trump will pull a rabbit out of a hat somehow. Oops. No, he won't. It's the ending. Tower. Hermit. Page of Cup. Yeah, those wussy little Democrats. I keep getting these wussy. They see them as wussy little Democrats. are knocking down your metaphorical tower with careful research. Yeah, this is the end of Grift Co. And I mean razed to the ground end of Grift Co. Metaphorically. Weisselberg, is there anything you could even do to save yourself and your kids right now? Because they have so much. Holly in France actually says 210's a tower card in world. Yeah, you done, bud. Exactly. Holly France says stupid, arrogant criminals are the worst / best. They always think they're above the law, but their hubris nearly always backfires on them. Pegasus says those close to him cannot believe the direction in which it's all going because they were drilled that he was a magic man. Yeah. I like that. Marie Henson saying, then the Dem mice are roaring. All right, Weisselberg, seriously, you're gonna flip against the Trumps? Or are you going to take the fall with your sons? Because somebody's going down here. That's the energy's just all over. Corruption, investigations, theft. There's no option that they avoid this. There just isn't. I pick up nothing. There's nowhere for them to go. There's no argument left. There's no. All I'm getting off of Weisselberg is shock. Trump's always pulled a rabbit out of a hat. What do you mean? Strength, communications, insult to injury. Insult to injury. Communications. The woman's case to quiet the orange beast is so strong. Communications. Weisselberg saying what he was told to do. Possibly finding a way to prove what he was told to do. It's insult to injury to save himself. Bye-bye, suckers. Thieves. Card went flying. Hold, please. Run away. Yep. All right, so at 29, do the Trumps have money hiding somewhere other than, we're not talking about Kushner stuff. 29. So I'm trying to make some space here. Are the Trumps hiding money somewhere? I'd be shocked, I tell you. Holly Coleman is saying astrology news. The sun will move into Pisces tomorrow at 11:43 Eastern. Happy early birthday to all Pisces folks. I wish you a wonderful year ahead. Exactly. Run away. Justin's mom says Letitia James is going to enjoy taking Trump down, especially after he admitted yesterday on TV that he inflated the businesses worth more money. Yeah. All right, so Apple is saying they must have a few $100 million stashed somewhere. You would think. But can they keep it hidden? I mean, let's face it. It's not like they're amazingly bright. Seriously? Yeah, exactly, Holly and France. I bet that if they have hidden money, it's not hidden as well as they think it is. Competence isn't their strong suit. Exactly. All right, grifters. Your money stashed elsewhere? I'm hearing somebody like a forensic accountant laughing. I did not expect that. Yeah, I'm reaching for this energy, and all I've got is someone, forensic accountant, an investigator, somebody just laughing outright at how obvious and stupid they've been when it comes to trying to hide money. The Emperor has no clothes. Autumn, we need a lighty pillow. Pardon? But my lighty pillow is for Christmas. But what does I can try to find another lighty pillow. Page of Cups. Hermit. Page of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Two. That's pathetic. The wussy Democrats, basically anyone who goes after Trump's a Democrat, and of course they're just wussy and weak and whatever. Forensic accountants. Maybe a little money, trying to put things over here. It's so badly done. It is so... I don't think we need to worry too much about that. It's... Apple says the money has to go somewhere. I think it's just sheer up losses. Honestly, just straight up losses. The only... Pretty much the only way he's really making money right now is off of the MAGA donations. Where else is he making money? Everything else is losing money. His properties, his golf courses, his... Wow. Okay, 3330. Okay. Former prosecutor explains why he thinks the Justice Department could be quietly going after Trump. Quotes like, grand jury investigations are secret, so the only people who would be willing to reveal there was a DOJ probe would be witnesses. You have investigators looking into the president's role in January 6th. We have people looking at everything. Correct. Sherwin replied, everything's being looked at. So is the DOJ really quietly investigating Trump? DOJ going after all right, I just got a smell like, have you ever been in a hotel, like restaurant, or where they have, but like when, have you ever been in a hotel where they have like an atrium in the middle even a small one, but they have like, that's where they have the seats and stuff for like the continental breakfast or the proper breakfast, the brunch or the something. I just had this sense of being in an atrium, a hotel atrium of his, and I'm smelling like fruit salad, bananas and pineapple, and I think it's the DC hotel. I think I think the DOJ are very much looking at, well, hang on, if all these valuations are wrong, how did you get the contract, the lease on the DC hotel? I think they're definitely looking at that. And now I want fruit salad. I don't have any fruit in the house at the moment. I need to go get some groceries. All right, insult to injury. It's unraveling. Everybody who's holding a piece of paper that has Trump's signature on it for this lease, for that, buying this, for organizing that, for that loan, for that, everybody's going, wait a minute. Alicia Marie saying, yes, fruit salad. I know. Moon. Star. Chariot. Oh, that is major law enforcement. 7 of Wands, 9 of Swords. All kind of chaos, trying to get the poison out of the well. And this whole idea of this star, him having that DC hotel, it being a crown jewel in Washington D.C. and blah blah blah, but he was just pouring poison. But this is major law enforcement. The whole Trump griftco on everybody in griftco, everything about griftco being on the defensive, and a whole lot of legal worry. So are they going after, are they looking into Trump for January 6th? Maybe. But I'm definitely getting Trump's DC hotel. Definitely. Marie Henson says, get your avocados before they go way up. Shipments stopped to the U.S. 2 weeks. Stopped. There's a 2-week supply left in the country. Yeah, I heard about that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, this is not working. All right. Before I jump into the next question. Natural lighting. Goodness gracious. If I go down, there, up, here. There, that's better. Too much. There. Apply. Okay, moving on. 39 minutes in. Nuclear magenta. Yesterday afternoon on the Bookart Media live stream yesterday, I walked through how I do these and how to do the overlays, how I make them transparent, and how I went through how I organize things, what I'm looking at here in StreamYard. It's all over there. You'll have to kind of fast forward till you see it on the third sprint, something like that. But I walked through all of that, and at one point I was showing them I could change things, and I changed the color. I changed the color of like the names and stuff to magenta and the banner, and someone was in the chat was like, fuchsia. It's like, yes, so nuclear magenta. I think I found that color yesterday. But I know people have been asking about, how do you do this? Some of that information's over there. And the link's in the description box. Just throwing that out there. 40 minutes in. Nuclear magenta. Oh, flurries of snow. Did Trump secretly try to pardon himself? If so, could he invoke his pardon for federal crimes? Linda said, future. Yes. Thank you, C. Johnson. So J for genius. Trump J for genius. Donald J for genius Trump. So did you secretly pardon yourself? See, I think if he had half a brain, I think he would have. But I don't think he did. Let me see what the cards are saying, because I've never picked up an energy that he was strategic enough to do that. Strength. Well, they can still shut him down. C. Johnson said, could Trump even pardon himself legally? Well, it would go to the Supreme Court, but Knight of Swords, they're definitely coming after him legally. 6 of, okay, that would be a pardon. He certainly gave away pardons. 8 of Wands, Emperor, I do what I want. 6 of Cups. This feels more like pardons he gave to other people who were willing to fight for him. They're definitely, law is definitely closing in on him. But it's like he feels like he still has presidential power. And that Democrats, they think they're in charge now, but wait till I get back in there. And at this point, he really does think he really does think he's going to be 45 and 47. No, you aren't, you fascist plank. He still thinks that, but we're not. We're just doing our thing. We're just going about trying to save the country. Pardons for cash, Apple. That could be it. Suzanne is saying, I know you have questions, but I get a strong connection with Putin's timing and Trump's shenanigans. Putin was promised money from Trump. But lifting sanctions was really the big thing. Putin wasn't really promised money directly from Trump because Putin knows Trump doesn't have it. But if I'm missing something, please let me know. But could they be related? What I got when I read on this a few days ago, I was getting more that Trump may have given him some strategic information that is relatively time sensitive, like where some things are, like where certain things are, how many of this America has, or how many of that. I don't know. Corruption. Secretly try to pardon himself. Betty Harper, I cannot tell what those emojis are. They look kind of like little cards, but I don't know. Queen of Swords. I'm getting it wouldn't stand. It wouldn't. 5 of Pentacles. And even with all the federal stuff, he can't. His pardon couldn't cover state crimes, and New York is going to rip Griftco apart. The giant parasite that is Griftco. That's what it feels like. You are done. Prosecutors standing up, district attorneys, prosecutors, attorney general, whatever it is, you're done. Because of corruption, you're done. So I don't think he does have a federal pardon for himself, but I think he was told he couldn't do it, and he didn't fight back that strongly because he figured he would steal the election. Do something else? I don't know. But it wouldn't matter anyway because New York is going to hit him where it hurts, and that's in his wallet. Okay, so 46. All right, we're going to do a quick side jaunt to Florida, and then we're going to go to Ukraine. We're stopping in Florida on our way to Ukraine. I think I have a box of peanuts somewhere if anybody wants some. But I know some people have allergies. I have cocoa almonds. I like with cocoa almonds. Everyone have a beverage? Because we're going to stop by Florida on our way to Ukraine. It's going to be a flight. Oh boy. Okay. 47. DeSantis. Reports are that DeSantis is definitely setting the stage for a presidential run. Would he actually stand a chance of gaining support of the GOP? Yeah. Support of the GOP? Oh, yeah. But DeSantis, President DeSantis. So we're going to go into the age of Aquarius with President DeSantis. It doesn't sound like a thing, but he's making a lot of people angry. He's trying to create a bubble and really shore up that far right in the GOP. Really get every single one of them out there and voting and just rile that far right up as much as possible. But if Democrats vote the way we should, you're voting, right? If you're American and you can vote, you are going to vote, aren't you? I'm going to vote. You should vote. It's fun. Saving democracy is a good time. I don't know that he could come up with the numbers. 6 of Swords, especially with the far right not having the best, far right politicians not having the best reputation come November because of some possible bad legal stuff. Oh boy. Star. Temperance. 7 of Pentacles. Moon. King of Swords. Well, this, him making himself important. This is Democrats just not having made a clear an argument as to why he's as heinous as he is. To us, it's obvious. Apparently, to some, it's not. Really? Okay. This is fruits of labor. So he's done all this stuff to get all of these Republicans in a row on his side in his back pocket. But there's chaos here from prosecutions. That's what gets in his way. That and the fact he's a fascist. There's stuff coming. I'm telling you. And as I'm talking about it, I'm getting this like headache, but it's like pushing. It's like, oh. And now I'm fine. I do not see him being the president. I could be wrong. No one's 100% accurate at this, but I just don't see it. Yes, Pamela Bryant, please, oh please, vote blue all the way down the ballot. Yes. C. Johnson, vote, everyone. Yes. Insult to injury. The dynasty, fruits of labor again. Oh, he's just going to keep bullying. He's not going to change tack. He's just going to keep being as awful as he's being now. If anyone's thinking, well, maybe what if he pivots more toward the center and bamboozles some people in the middle to think, that's not what I'm seeing here. He wants that far right. He thinks things like the villages and what is it Colbert called Arizona? Dehydrated Florida. Anyway. All right, let's go to Ukraine. 52. This energy is so much better than it's been in a long time, but Ukraine, this is scary. The U.S. fight against Trump and his ilk. This energy is so much better, but did you guys see the meme about the headaches? Where's my phone? Oh. There it is. Hang on, let me just cut this down or it'll be too confusing. Types of headaches. Types of headaches. Migraine, hypertension, stress, living next to Russia. I'm pretty sure I retweeted this. Yeah, living next to Russia. Oh, and by the way, Navalny just got another 10 years. Do you see that? Yeah, we'll have to look at him tomorrow or something. All right. Sorry, got an itch, right? There. All's well. 50, 30. So Russia has expelled 2 U.S. diplomats from Moscow. Are we looking at an invasion attempt on Ukraine before March 1st? Well, today is February 17th. Sunday will be February 20th, the Pluto return of the U.S., depending on which kind of astrology system you use. In the system I use, it's this Sunday. But we are in the thick of it, and we have been for a while. And we will be after this. But supposedly, the 20th is supposed to be a thing. The 1st of March is in 10 days? 11 days? So the question, are we looking at an invasion attempt on Ukraine in the next 10, 11 days? Actually, I think you did spell it correctly, and I agree. Free Navalny. Yeah. Okay. What's going on with Russia and Ukraine? Sorry, I was just thinking about Navalny. His wife pushed through to be able to talk to him. There's a picture of them together in front of the guards. Russia's potential invasion of invasion of Ukraine. I've been learning what I could. There's a map of the 9 most likely ways, places where they could invade Ukraine, and Two of Wands, communications. Russia's definitely hacking Ukrainian everything. Military sites, government sites, they're just going to town. Four of Wands, Queen of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, Temperance. Some action, not full blown, but some action. This NATO has definitely been trying to come together. Russia and Putin, you're why can't you just stay where you are? Your country is massive. Go take care of your own country and leave other countries alone. You were doing well enough. You were getting this massive pipeline to Germany. You're obviously not being treated completely like a pariah. Go roll in your money like Scrooge McDuck. Go roll around in your vault of gold coins or whatever. Why are you doing this? This is stupid. But no, he's gonna psychological warfare, doing like I did before, where you get people without insignia moving in. Oh, there's nothing going on here. There's nothing going on here. And by all means, do not listen to a single word coming out of his mouth. It is all lies. I need to check on Pumpkin. If he's still. Okay, he's quiet now. All right. Desert Dawn says Ukraine has huge untapped resources. Russia has, it's big. Laurel Sorensen says Ukraine has resources like no other country on this planet, natural metals and minables. Well, I understand. Wellbeing and Health says greed. Putin is a greedy person. True. But I just really. Seriously, if you were in charge of Russia, would you be trying to invade other countries, or would you be going, wow, okay, there's a lot to do here? I used to, when I would, granted this was back in the 90s, but when I first would go to the UK, I discovered pretty quickly that I could really blow people's minds. People who hadn't traveled to America, where they couldn't quite grasp how big America, the continental U.S. is. And so I would explain to them that it covers 4 time zones. And the number of people who would just be like, really? And doesn't Russia cover like 8 time zones? I know. The new Soviet Union is a dream. I know that, but still. You have nothing better to do? Really? He's being sneaky. He's being supremely sneaky and off. Ramona Capillaro says, actually, the U.S. covers 5 time zones. No. I was talking the continental U.S. I realize that. But I was just talking the continental U.S. Because people would be like, oh, well, you can just drive from Chicago to New York, in a few hours. It's like, no, not really. 3 of Cups. See, this feels like he wants us to feel safe. He wants us to give a kind of sigh of relief, which is why he keeps pushing this garbage about, oh, the troops are withdrawing. No, they're not. But he wants to this feels like a total con. Oh, man. Justice. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, squirrel, what are you doing out there? It's snowing. Squirrel running across the power line out there. But the snow's really starting to come down now. Get back to your little burrowy thing. Moon, not burrow, but this thing in the tree, the bed, the nest. That's what I'm looking for. International treaties. Huh. Chaos, Tower. My feeling is Putin's invading right now. Even if he's already started the invasion. That's what it feels like. He may not have tanks running in yet, but he's begun. It's the hacking, it's the moving things into strategic positions, it's sneaking things here or there. It feels like he's already started. He's already started. That's what it feels like. Squirrel. Yes, squirrel. I know. The wild out there is ridiculous, but brutal, but don't worry. Oh, I have the nicest thing to share with you right now. Okay, and then we'll move on to something Biden might be able to do against Russia. Okay, without firing a shot. You have to let me share this with you. This is a little bit of niceness, nice little thought. Oh yeah, first there's the article in the Sunday Times. Wife consoles Alexei Navalny as he faces 10 more years. But at least they had a moment together, at least. Oh, jeez. Anyway, so there's some stuff about flooding and all this, but California man stranded off the coast, helped to safety by a harbor seal. California man had a brush with death after falling from his boat into the Pacific Ocean at night last month. Scott Thompson is a sea urchin diver. He was stranded in the Santa Barbara Channel in the middle of the night after he fell from his boat while its motor was still running. With no sight of the shore, which was miles away, only wearing a t-shirt and shorts in the chilly coastal waters, Thompson faced a despairing situation. I thought to myself, great, this is how I'm going to die. Today is the day I'm going to die. As Thompson attempted to catch the boat, he soon realized it was outpacing him. That's when I realized, okay, we got problems. And I just started swimming as hard as I could toward the boat. And it really didn't take too long to realize it's getting farther. I'm not getting closer. Thompson immediately thought of his family, was motivated to return home to his wife and 2 children. Just keep swimming. You got to get home to your family. I was devastating myself through my mind, just picturing my girls and my son growing up without me. He planned to swim to an oil platform, which was closer than the shore. I was thinking about sharks. I wasn't thinking about sharks or anything like that until I hear the splash. He was a medium-sized harbor seal. The seal would go underwater, and he came up and nudged me, like a dog comes up and nudges your leg. Did it know, like, hey, this human is in trouble? Hey, keep going, dude. Crew members aboard the oil platform treated Thompson, who was then taken to a hospital. A harbor seal, in the night, went to him, kept nudging him to keep going. And if anyone wants to tell me that the seal was doing anything, they're like, well, the seal was probably blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I think the seal might actually been helping him. Nudge him. So I wanted to share that with you. Happy story. And he's fine, and he went home to his family. It is sweet. Yes, blessings to the harbor seal. Exactly, desert dog. All right. Okay, so something Biden could potentially do, and I hadn't heard about this. 10730. Let's put 108. And then I'll move this one down. There we go. So we'll do this, and then we'll look at what's going to happen to Putin. All right, so what happened to the boat? It ran out of gas somewhere, probably. All right, so apparently, according to, does it say? There's a link in the description, but there are calls for the U.S., for Biden, to use the Patriot Act against Russia. Effectively declaring the offshore bank accounts that Russian oligarchs hide their money in Cyprus to be a money laundering concern. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. Thank you. According to, I don't know who this is, Joe Biden could pick up the phone and query Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. Task FinCEN to confirm or deny such an assertion. An affirmation could quickly lead to activation of Section 311 of the USA Patriot Act, designating Cyprus a jurisdiction of primary money laundering concern, and effectively cut Cyprus and all of its financial institutions off from the Western banking system. Since Russia provides the primary clientele of Cyprus banks, assertion of the money laundering death penalty there should have pretty serious repercussions among Putin's buddies. So, Biden could, at least according to somebody, could potentially hurt Putin and his buddies without firing a shot. Which to me would be like, let's do that. Marie Henson says the UK can freeze those in Britain also. That's true. There are going to be a lot of vested interests in London, though, that will want to keep that money in their accounts and flowing and what have you. But there aren't as many vested interests in Washington, D.C. to keep Cyprus banks going. So, Biden. Joey Wilson says, isn't Wilbur Ross CEO of Bank of Cyprus? I think he was involved in something there. I can't remember exactly what. I remember early in Trump's presidency, Brian Engel? Can't remember his name. The international correspondent, the man who's never home. All right, Biden, you're going to cut off the Cyprus banks from Western banking. Three of Swords. I wish I could say that that has to do with banking, but that actually feels like it would have to be in retaliation for something. And I tell you, ever since I said that, ever since I got it into my head, I cannot shake the idea that Putin's already started the invasion. I get that. It's already started. It's just not a, Desert Storm. Page of Swords. World. Hierophant. Three of Cups. Ace of Cups. Well, this is bullying by Russian oligarchs and Putin. World banks, but governments. This can also be an ending. But it's international. But it can also be an ending. Governments. And then these are happier, more liberal countries like NATO and NATO. That could be a bank. Hierophant would be a bank. I think that's a real possibility. Yeah. They've been going around being bullies, but there's an ending. Banking, world banking, and then happier. Yeah, it's a real possibility. Okay, I gotta do something about my eye. I don't know what's going on. Do I have an eyelash in my eye? Excuse me. I can't tell. Huh. You can't tell in this light, but it's kind of nice. I've got this like gray around the top of my irises. But anyway. Suburban Housewife says covert operation is what Putin is good at. He is not an above the table kind of guy. So. There. Maybe there's a stray hair that's been getting in the way. All right, let's keep going. Thank you for being here. Thank you. 1:14:30. What will happen to Putin if he invades Ukraine? I can save this. I feel like if he invades, it's Len Swenson says Putin is an occultist. Really? He will follow the path of Adolf. Negative energy will destroy him. I don't know. I've never thought of him as an occultist. He's got the energy of a serial killer. He's tortured people in the most heinous ways. Men and women. That's what it feels like. Yay. But, all right. What happened to him? I've got he's on the edge of his seat. He's looking at Ukraine, and he's just like he's getting his hands in there. He's excited that it's going to be his. And dude, get a hobby. Ew, awful. Linda Sue says, I've heard he has really evil psychics constantly guarding him. Really? You might have to look at that. Knight of Swords. Oh, he wants. Must have. It's creepy. It's really creepy. The energy's really creepy. The precious. Yes, Alicia. 9 of Cups. 9 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. He's gonna run himself right. You've got a relatively united NATO and Ukrainian people who are on edge, but are also resigned and like we've had enough of you. And this is Alliance is holding. And it's this, I'm going to build up my military. I'm going to have my military move in there, says Russia. And they come up against, again, these guys on the far right thinking that more liberal-minded people are these wussy little, they can't hurt me, they're small, puny, girly men, because of course there's no such thing as gender fluidity or anything like that in Putin's mind. And it just runs up right against this, what should be just this, I should just be able to walk right off. And it's like, no, it feels like it really runs into a wall. What do you mean I can't get past this wall? It's around a garden with like people in a garden center. Yeah. Black Cat Blue Chair says the proposed invasion is a false flag. NATO will win diplomatically. How would the proposed invasion be a false flag? If there was talk that Russia was possibly going to attack their own people and say Ukraine did it, that would be a false flag. But how would Russia attacking Ukraine itself be a false flag? I don't understand. Please explain, because I need to understand these things. Black Hat Blue Chair says they aren't invading Ukraine. Oh, okay. What are they doing? Please let me know. What happened to Putin? World feels pretty united against him. Broussard says the Ukrainian people will fight the Russians with everything they have. Have you seen the babushkas? I don't know if they use that term in Ukraine, but literally women I would help across the street with AK whatevers or Kalashnikov. I can't remember what they're called, but they're being like trained to use these weapons of war in civilian clothes. It's just like, really, this is what we've come to as humanity, where we've got grandma, a very, very traditional kind of grandma, on the ground, on her stomach, on a cobbled street with a machine gun, submachine guns, machine gun. Again, I don't know guns, and Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. I don't know what I'm getting. So Suburban Housewife says those grandmas remember the USSR. Jean says it could say the Ukrainians are hurting the Russians who are in Ukraine. Ramona saying some Ukrainians use the term babushka for grandmother. Okay. Jean is saying, I don't know. And just having a look. Semper says, also just a heads up, the Russian propaganda and misinformation is getting heavy. Autumn's comment about the old woman training reminded me. I've seen the photograph. Reputable news source. All right. Yeah, I need to get out of this energy. It's getting muddier the longer I'm in it, but it's not nice. All right, 123. Kyle Smith had an interesting question. What will American democracy look like in 10 years? Okay, so what will American democracy? Hey, lucky girl. Oh boy. Something light. I hear you, Betty Harper. Something light. What will American democracy look like in 10 years? That's a light question, isn't it? Isn't it? Maybe. Okay. So it is 2022. So the question is, what will American democracy look like in 2032? Which is going to be an election year. It's going to be 2032 is going to be a presidential election year, isn't it? 24 plus 4 is 28 plus 4 is 32, right? 2032. What is American democracy going to look like? Automated. Oh my gosh, if you think computers have taken over our lives now, oh boy, what's coming? This is going to be quaint. Me with my little laptop and my little phone and the little vacuum I saved up for, which I love. American democracy in 2032. Chariots. Six of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Cups, Tower, I think Democrats are going to be doing pretty well. Democrats doing well, Democrats doing well, Democrats doing well. Far-right communication, Tower. The energy, it doesn't feel like it's doing this. It feels like it's funneling toward the center, but let me just double check. Let me make sure I'm not deluding myself here. Pamela Bryant says, I really do like those cards. Mel Broussard says, American democracy will be very blue. Black Hat Blue Chair says it doesn't look good at all. Let's see what the cards say. American democracy in 2032. Polly Wanda, first gay president. That would be good. It wouldn't matter. 10 of Pentacles, Dynasty. It's the card for the reading. 4 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, 2 of Wands, Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands. Well, this is Democrats or Republicans not having enough votes. This is all kind of far-right communication. This is law enforcement. I wonder if there are going to be some extremists. Be Kind says pendulum says blue. Oh, who is that? C. Tarina says blue takes over. Cyprus says maybe the cards are being tricky and trying to say something about fascism rather than warn of it taking over. Well, it doesn't feel like fascism would take over. It feels like fascists are, it's like that's the main concern. Like to get rid of fascism, to go after violent fascism. Temperance. Temperance. This is not extremism. And I've got kind of emphasis on the cups there. Eight of Cups, King of Cups, King of Swords, Moon. There's some kind of what it feels like is Democrats are doing well and the far right is very unhappy. And law enforcement overall is trying to go after the far right who might be lashing out. It seems to be what I'm getting. So Justin says, breaking news, a House committee is asking the government to end Trump's D.C. hotel lease, a move that could cost Trump $100 million in profit. I thought he already sold it. Really? Ashley says, there's a lot of free will between now and 2032. Oh, absolutely. Okay, Bluetooth, I'm getting we may lose our democracy. No, not me. Maybe, you know, I'm not 100% accurate at this, and nobody is. And I'm not saying, oh, yes, I'm always right. No. But I've never picked up on us losing our democracy, ever. Hanged man. Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. I'm getting that technology is going to make it harder for extremists to get the kind of traction that they have over the last 5-6 years, what have you. The AI is much better at quashing extremism, violence. It even, to be honest, it even feels like there are fewer like mass shootings and stuff. And part of that is the AI in the systems catching people, sending over flags to authorities when people are about to do stuff and they're not keeping it all to themselves. That's what I'm getting. So, but there will be drama, but I'm not getting, I still see us as a democracy. Some people may not see it that way just because how automated things are going to be. So they may feel like, you know, I'm just a slave for the computers because I can't live without, I can't go grocery shopping. I can't get things taken care of without dealing with the internet and companies and then breaking up monopolies and all this other stuff. And some people may be like, you know what? I just want to go back to when I didn't have to deal with a computer at all to live. There'll be people like that who will feel like we are in some kind of dystopian nightmare. But I just see a lot of people just going about their lives. That's what I get. Okay, where am I here? Oh, we're going to Canada. All right, we're back. Let's go to Canada. 134. I have 2 questions about Canada. And then I have potentially some really good news for some people. All righty. Justin Trudeau is taking more measures to end the, quote, illegal and dangerous, unquote, convoy protests. Will the Canadian government support his executive orders to end the protests? Or will this eventually hurt him for the reelection? All right. So. Justin Trudeau, where are you? Oh, there he is. Hey, how's it going? So, executive orders to end the protests. Because the next question is about Doug Ford. Will Doug Ford win re-election as Ontario's premier in June after the Ottawa and Windsor? The question was asked with the word debacles. So it's going to be, it's kind of Trudeau's thinking versus Doug Ford's thinking in a sense, and being asked about the two people, and they're directly opposed to each other's policies. Trudeau. Ending the protests. He's kind of a cat who has 9 lives, doesn't he? Judgment. Oh, I get that for election day, but it's also passing judgment to make executive order to get stuff done. Four of Cups. If people were like Sims who could literally die of embarrassment after Trump, I can't. I think most, like at least half of us, would just be gone. And as an American, I would like to apologize for the rise of that disgusting. But anyway, 4 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Page of Cups. Yeah, trying to negotiate. I keep getting stuff like this, that it's not the truckers. I know a lot of them can be independent contractors, but this feels like big business. I don't know if it's the companies who are trying to get their stuff across the borders, but they want their stuff across the borders. They want their stuff moved. And they're behind Trudeau's actions. They support him getting things moving, is what it feels like. Overall, I'm sure there are exceptions, but that's what this feels like. And I've gotten this before. And I hate to say it, but if you've got big business behind you and you're in government, isn't that usually beneficial to your whatever you're trying to do? It shouldn't be, but Black Hat is saying he's using the carrot stick approach. Give mandate concessions and lock up leftover protesters. Okay. All right, Trudeau. Everything's going to go for you. It's a cliche. Maybe it's the failing on mine that I'm picking up what feels like kind of a cliche, but it just feels more civilized. Four of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. 5 of Wands. Tower. Protest is going to end. They will eventually clear the streets. That's what I'm getting. As far as what it does for Trudeau, I'm not getting much. What about your re-election, Trudeau? This is influence of not voter. This is influenced by foreign groups, foreign money, fascism, fascist groups, authoritarian, high priestess, magician. I think he will. It won't hurt him, because he'll be seen as a strong enough leader who finally got the streets cleared. He does have some secrets, though. It's higher wisdom, but most politicians have some secrets, and they feel pretty well. I think he's. That's what I'm getting. So as of now, what I'm getting on Trudeau is keep on keeping on. All right, and at 1:41, and it is 1:41. 1:41. Jeanette Carpenter was asking, will Doug Ford win re-election as Ontario Premier in June? Doug Ford, brother of, wasn't his brother quite a thing? But Doug Ford. And he continues as Premier of Ottawa, coming in June. King of Cups. Eight of Cups. Nine of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Three of Swords. Ace of Wands. Talk about a mixed bag. I don't think he's going to do so well in this argument for the truckers because he's on the side of the truckers. He definitely has his backers. There's some this, but then he fights back. But it's just the one. Might be the beginning of a new fight, but it feels like it's just like the one. Maybe he's on his own more. It's a mixed bag. Will you win the election? Five of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. See, I'm getting... He's still there, and he's still doing stuff. And he does have some backers. But I'm also getting people or Republicans or somebody, they're not doing well. They're not doing well. So you'd have to tell me, since I don't know the details about what's going on up there, but it's like maybe even if he loses, he's still going to be fighting for whatever it is. But people are not better off. I wish I could get something clearer than that. That would be like yes or no. Is he going to win re-election or not? Okay, it's 1:45. If we heard anything about the Trump, that judge said he was going to rule on if Trump has to testify before 3 p.m. today Eastern, which would be 2 p.m. here. So in the next 15 minutes, if he hasn't already. Anybody heard anything? Ace of Pentacles, Canada. We're talking about Canada. Yeah, will Doug Ford win re-election as Ontario Premier in June after the Ottawa and Windsor debacles? We get Canada, right? Chariot, Three of Pentacles. I'm not getting. He may still be there, but he might be weak. He's either still there and he's weak, or he gets out, but he's strong in some kind of civilian opposition. It's that's what I'm getting. I wish it was something clearer. I'm sorry. 146. Okay, now this could be some really good news for some people. Really good news for some people. Ready? The U.S. Department of Education is cracking down on for-profit universities, including like DeVry and things like that, and erasing student debt at some institutions. After the latest judgment at DeVry, will all for-profit university debt soon be a thing of the past? So apparently these are the kind of institutions that you'll see like commercials for. So Becca says, good, go after pro-profit schools too. We're looking at you, Betsy DeVos. So this could really, really help. This could really, really help some people who have student debt. Seven of Wands. On the defensive. Wheel of Fortune. King of Cups. Chariot. Seven of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Sword of Truth. These are pretty good. These are pretty good cards. Black Cat saying there'll be prolonged court battles before that happens. Well, but there was just a judgment against DeVry, so things are definitely changing. This is a more liberal government, Department of Education. This is actively going after for-profits. Big-time law enforcement, showy law enforcement with a big old sword of truth. There may be oh, that could be fun. Dean Shield. Okay, sorry. I think there's a possibility here. There's a possibility. Elections have consequences. That would be pretty awesome. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's it. I think I did 14 questions. Yeah, and I'm here 365 days of the year. So from myself and the little moving bundle back there, Boo Boo, Bailey Boo Boo Zankieri, and from Brave Sir Alfred of Pumpkin, who is snoozing in the front window, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. All right, it is 1:50 p.m. here in Chicago. At 4 p.m. Chicago time, Central Time in the U.S., I will be over on the Book Art Media channel. Link is in the description. You can always just come over, bring your creative projects And we just do 4 25-minute sprints working on our creative projects. And then we just encourage each other in 3 minutes between. It's pretty straightforward. You're always welcome. Other than that, I will be right here tomorrow. As usual, can't get rid of me. All right. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And whatever squirrel comments there were, Betty, I thought they were cute. Squirrel. All right. All's well. All's well. And don't forget, there are good days ahead. There are. All right. Take care. Thank you, Becca. Go follow House of Lenormand. She's so awesome. Okay. See you later, guys. There are good days ahead. Don't forget.